Well, one of the big lessons I learned is that people give to people. So this place is uniquely set to talk to its alumni and to the community because the faculty here care about students, care about their future, stay in touch with them. This is a beautiful place to build the trust that is needed between a donor and the charity it's supporting. Being truthful and candid and honest is one of the best routes through any part of life. I think enjoying staying connected. There are those that say begin and end every day with a phone call to a donor. I didn't do that all the time, but when I did, gosh, it was great.
Well, I think the foundation has played a very important role over the last 20 years in helping to improve the physical facilities at the university. So when you walk around the campus now and you see the revitalized Leatherdale Hall, you see, which was symbolic really of the need for resuscitation and revitalization of the campus. What it looked like before and what it looks like now has just been returned to its true glory. Tony's has come back. You have the fantastic physical fitness center across the street. And you've got a whole bunch of other areas of the institute of the university that have been improved and will be improved because of the efforts of the foundation. But it's not just that; it's all of these student support programs, Wichiwakanak, the Indigenous Awards that honor Duff Roblin, individual gifts that have been made in support of faculties where people went to school. These all enhance the academic experience for students. And their legacies, they last for a long time. And that's as I think I've said before on a number of occasions, that's the interest of the foundation, is building legacies at the university, honoring those who have been students here, who have been successful and who want to give something back. So it really does have this perspective on building the long-term capacity, both physically, from physical plant perspective, but more importantly from the academic perspective, that makes this institution really special.
The fact of what was achieved, and 20 years later, the foundation is still vibrant, still important to the university. So the achievements of getting such stellar board members and raising all that money. I mean, you have to understand, there were discussions as to when we were doing the gift chart for the campaign. We did not have a category for $1 million gift. I mean, are you listening to me? We started at $500,000, and I looked at the gift chart and went, no. So for us to get our first $1 million private gift, thank you, Jim McDonald, was stellar. And it just set the bar for so many other $1 million gifts and more than $1 million gifts. It just took the art of the impossible, it made it possible, it established us. I know everybody out at the U of M was going, well, how are they doing this? Well, it was with the right university, U of W, with the right leadership, with the right leadership at the foundation, with a foundation, with the right staff, with the right faculty. I mean, everything came together. And that within itself is one of the most rewarding things, that everybody stepped up and made this happen. And I can remember our first conversation with Gary Dewar, because of course we went to cabinet and we were talking with Gary Dewar, and Gary Dewar said, okay, the province is prepared to put in this much, but only once you have raised private sector money. We're not coming in until you get the private sector money. Well, oh my goodness. I mean, we're talking $25, $30 million. Are you kidding me? So it was all of those, quote, impossible goals that we achieved and beyond. We established credibility for our university. We delivered on what we said we would deliver on. And I hope we created a pride and a can-do sense. We were always seen as the poor little cousin to the U of M, and we're just a liberal arts university, and we were on the map, in my opinion. That, you know, it's all about the people accomplishments that I'm most proud of what our donors, of our government, of our university did to make our university the special place it is.
I think I'm very proud of the fact that we were able to galvanize a really extraordinary group of graduates and friends of the institution who've had great feelings about the institution, but who didn't know how to give back. And we created the foundation, and I was able to persuade them, with a lot of help from each other, to get involved and make a difference. And we started with a very modest goal of a capital campaign, I think of $25 million, and at the end we were well over $100 million on our first capital campaign. That was because of the ambitions and the aspirations of the board members who knew we could do more and wanted to do more for the institution. I'm also very proud of the fact that the institution now is completely self-sufficient. We started off requiring all of our funding from the university. Now we are, with the exception of some gifts in kind that we get from the university, like space, we're basically funding ourselves through the strength of our endowment fund, and that capacity is growing. And I believe that, and I'm proud of the way in which we've helped to improve the perception of the University of Winnipeg and of a liberal arts education in the city of Winnipeg and in the province of Manitoba. When Dr. Mondor, with a lot of help from our current CEO, Javier Forsensky, was able to persuade the province to increase the funding significantly for the institution this year, starting to correct a long-standing inequity for this institution. I feel like some of the efforts that we and others, that I and others on the board had made to make this issue important in the minds of government had come to fruition, and I feel very proud of that, because I think the institution now is in a much better place than it was when I started 20 years ago at this. Being involved with the University of Winnipeg is a bit like that Eagles song, Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave. And so I checked out as chancellor in 2002 or 2003. No, not that, it was later. It's been at least 10 years ago I stopped being chancellor of the institution. But I was, at the time, had also agreed to be the chair of the foundation. I've been doing this for many years. We're getting to a point now where it's time to pass the torch, but I'm going to be involved. I can't get out of it. And I feel very strongly about this organization and this institution. I think that the foundation has a role, it's going to have an increasingly important role. There's going to have to be another major capital campaign. You just have to walk around the institution and realize that there are a number of physical assets that need to be revitalized. But the world of education is changing, and it's digitizing, which means a significant change in the way in which we deliver education and the way the facilities are set up, and that needs to be adjusted for. And this institution continues to play a very special role in Manitoba. It is the place where communities that are starting to make their way in Canadian society, where their young people come to be educated. So it started in the 1920s and before, with children of Ukrainian and Polish immigrants, Scottish and English farmers who had come here, and it's continued on. We have a large Filipino community at the university, and now increasingly a very large Indigenous community of students and staff, and increasingly other immigrant communities from places as far away as Africa, Sudan. They're coming to this institution to get, their kids are coming here to get the education they need to start out their journeys in Canadian society. And that's a special place for this institution. It's a really important place. It's a downtown institution that can have a huge impact on the improvement of downtown Winnipeg if we figure out how to get everyone working together properly on this. So I think that should be, that should be the principal focus of the institution, is to continue to play that very important introductory role in society, and to be a liberal arts education institute. That's something else that I appreciate as a business person. I appreciate the importance of my liberal arts education. I think it's shaped the way I think about problems, the way I look at things. I think I'm more open-minded about challenges that I face in business because of my education. And I think that's the case in almost any field of endeavor. If you come with that starting point and that way of thinking, you become a better person. So my ambitions are for the foundation to continue to play a really important role in helping the university meet those really important mandates that they have from, that the institution has from society in Manitoba. And I expect, to set some numbers, that 10 years from now our endowment fund will be a couple of $100 million. And I expect we'll have done another major capital campaign, and with the help of our graduates and others, that will have result in the complete revitalization of the campus. And I hope in 20 years I'm here to enjoy it.